I'm taking the strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 177 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your host, Kam.
I'm your host, Flowz.
And as always, guys, I've got to do my usual plug the socials. Instagram is our SZN Podcast and Twitter page is SZN Pod. Link in the bio on both those pages there. Make sure you head over there to click that link and see where we're situated at streaming wise. So all the usual links, guys, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you consume your pods and music or whatever will be there. And YouTube, the YouTube link is also there as well if you prefer the visual thing. So Flowz. A couple more days into the new year now, fresh into the new year. What we got? We got a card to talk about from yesterday. And yeah, boxing. I don't want to say it started on fire. Let me not overgas it, but we're seeing a lot of flare-ups and already interesting / controversial talking points, Flowz.
Yep.
As before we kicked off the recording, I said there's a certain someone we need to talk about. But we'll get to that. Let's start with obviously the return of Virgil Ortiz versus Lawson. So it's his card. On the undercard, Flowz. It's funny because we're probably going to blow through these two these two fight reviews because both of these fights ended in one round. We'll start with UK's own Davies, Flowz. It's my Barroso. Damn, man. O'Hara, man. Damn.
Yikes. Big
yikes, Flowz. Davies has been blown out of there in one round. 90 seconds, Flowz. 90 seconds.
Yeah.
It's deep because I wanted O'Hara to win this one. You know, we said he felt he turned the corner a little bit ever since his last loss was Jack Catterall, I think. Had a lot of issues with Matchroom. He's changed promoters now. This was his first. Obviously, he signed to Golden Boy recently. This was his first fight on Golden Boy. Obviously, really and truly, O'Hara should have been fighting Rolly for the title, or Rollies, as you know, he's popularly named as Rollies. He should be fighting Rollies for the title, but Rollies pulled out with an injury. So they obviously scheduled him versus Barroso, who's the guy that we felt was robbed. Obviously, again, just to remind you listeners again, Rollies versus Barroso was robbery of the year. Barroso was robbed Rolly. And so yeah, we felt like Barroso anyway should be champion as it is, but he's not. So these two were to get it on, and the winner was then go on to fight Rollies, who was also in attendance in the crowd. Now, we did say that Barroso is very dangerous from what we could see, despite him being 40, because a lot is made about his age, Flowz, and he actually looks 40 as well. He does look old. But he's powerful as hell, as we know. And he gave Rollies hell. But we did say that, look, this guy that has 23 wins, or 24 wins, 23 have come by knockout. So this guy is explosive. He hits hard. But maybe the younger and fresher O'Hara Davies should be able to take this. And it's interesting, Flowz, because we did point out, even though I think we both said we'd probably give it to O'Hara, we did point out, Flowz, that O'Hara Davies is someone that every time he's been asked to step up to the big occasion, he has failed.
Crumbled.
Josh Taylor crumbled. Josh Taylor, you can say he probably should have crumbled. He was expected to lose that anyways, but crumbled badly. I remember Taylor dropping him bare times and just making him look like an amateur in there.
Quit really.
He did quit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The Jack Catterall one was damning because I think he wasn't expected to lose to Jack. Obviously, this is before Jack Catterall was known as being. I think it's kind of what put Jack Catterall on the map, really, as someone that actually is good. Before then, he wasn't really seen as someone that could move the needle too much. Jack Catterall schooled him, crumbled. So this is now the third time, Flowz, where he's had to step up to the big plate, and he's crumbled in 90 seconds. Flowz, he's gone in aggressive, over-aggressive, which is probably dangerous against someone like Barroso who hits very hard.
Yeah.
He tried to go in with a shot, being caught with a hook horribly, instantly spaghetti-legged. Barroso's gone in for the kill, dropped it in the first time. He's gotten up, but Flowz, you can see when he gets up, he's swaying to the side.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, it's over. He's gone. Obviously, the referee's let it continue. Barroso's caught him again, dropped him again. He's gotten up. Referees are looking at him saying, you sure you're ready to continue? He's saying yes, but you can see in his eyes.
Yeah, you can see
his
legs. He's still swaying.
Bro, his legs, his body, and then his eyes, bro, glazed over like I'm just saying it because I'm meant to say it, but I don't really want to be here. F it. Referee called it off, waved it off, rightly so. But Flowz, 90 seconds. Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
Peak, very peak. He came in very flat.
He was talking smoky.
Yeah,
he was talking smoky, by the way. He was going at, anyways.
Well, he always does. He's always been a talker.
And he came in, carry on. Very flat-footed. Yeah, keep going.
Flat-footed, plodded forward. He wanted to be super aggressive on Barroso. And Barroso was almost the opposite of what we've the Roy fight. He was more measured. He was on the back foot, trying to counter O'Hara Davies. I guess he knew O'Hara Davies' game plan. And immediate success. Immediate. Is because we know Barroso's got power. We pointed out last episode. You said it clearly. You would O'Hara Davies. That this guy can bang, and O'Hara Davies found out immediately. Trying to plod forward, super flat-footed, like just walking forward and trying to land power punches.
It even baffled me how flat-footed he was. Flat-footed he was, Flowz. Like his legs looked horrible, like bad. Yeah,
just walked forward and threw. I think the first knockdown, he threw a shot which missed. Tried to follow up, got countered with the left hook, wobbled back, boom, put down again with the second left hook, dropped. And and look, I want to shout at the ref because this is what I've called for. He beat the count, fair. First time, beat the count the second time. The ref's looking at him.
Looking in his eyes, Flowz.
Looking at him, inspecting him, asking, are you ready to continue? Lift up. O'Hara Davies, he said yes twice after the second knockdown. He said yes, he's ready to continue. Had his hands were up. His hands were up. The ref holding his hand, looking at him. I said no. No. But it was like
I pushed him a little bit, but it was again, Flowz.
He didn't have the strength to really,
not even that. You know them camera half-hearted things. To give the impression that bro. I'm looking at his eyes from my screen first. I can see this guy doesn't want to be here anymore. He's done. Donezo, bro.
Look, I'm not even going to be that harsh. I think maybe in his heart, he wanted to get his body, his head. maybe there's the part of him wanted to continue, but the rest of his
body said no.
Everything else was saying no, and that's why the ref said no. Because he was swaying.
So peak.
The way he was looking.
Flowz, his eyes was
his face didn't want to be there,
man. Yeah, man.
He was looking like he weren't talking. He wasn't saying to ref, "I'm okay." You know, like if you're on it, you might, "No, I'm okay. I can continue."
Yeah, it was just it was very automatic, robotic. Like yes, just. But Flowz, there wasn't even conviction behind it though. There wasn't like he was gone, man. He was gone.
His body failed him. Everything was saying, "Nah, you can't do it." So shout out to the ref because he done what a ref's supposed to do.
Yeah,
and I say that to say what we're going to discuss later on. But yeah.
Is it fair to say, Flowz, that I don't want to say that's it for O'Hara Davies now, but you're laughing. But no, what I'm trying to say is that step up to that like world level class. Is that just too beyond him?
Yeah. I think so.
I will not be harsh, I don't think, but obviously Taylor, Catterall, Barroso, all three of these guys are great fighters, clearly. But you kind of need to operate at that level to obviously get these title shots and become champion. And he's failed to do so badly every time, Flowz.
Yeah.
Taylor was a beatdown. Catterall, he got schooled. Yeah. And then Barroso's blown him out in 90 seconds. So he's failed miserably each time. So I think it's fair to say that, maybe that world level is just beyond him. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Shay, because when O'Hara Davies first came through, I thought he was quite promising. I actually like him a little bit. I feel he kind of lost his way a little bit, and I don't know if focus is a thing for him. I don't know, but obviously seeing him sort of get back on the rebound was nice. But he seemed to do. I remember when he first came in the game, Flowz, he was quite immature to me. Cocky for no reason, if you know what I mean. Obviously, good to have confidence, but he was talking
polarizing.
I very polarizing. I remember when he was had that little flare up with Tank and the whole He beefed like the whole Liverpool over certain
Yeah.
comments he made, for example. And since then, obviously, since the losses, obviously, we know, Flowz, in this sport, a loss will humble you. So 2 losses humbled him really, and he finally matured a little bit. So you kind of grew to like him a bit more. So that's why I was rooting for him. But yeah, no, it's no shame in admitting that you're just below that level, and it is what it is.
He's not at the level. It's as simple as that. Yeah, he hasn't looked competitive.
Flowz, I can't lie. Oscar's pissed, man.
Yeah,
because they even asked Oscar after. I was watching an Oscar interview, and they talked about it. It was like, oh yeah, well we knew Barroso was dangerous, this, that, blah, blah. Obviously, he's just signed with Golden Boy. And Oscar's been talking him up. Like, oh yeah, we believe O'Hara's gonna be the future, blah, blah. I would be surprised, Flowz, if Oscar gets hit after this couple fights or whatever. That's him with Golden Boy done.
Yeah.
Because boy, Oscar might, in fact, that might be it. Might be a 1-fight thing. Because Oscar had another 140-pounder on the card, Barbosa, on the Barbosa, who got into flare-ups with Rolly and Tio as well. But he looked good and he won his fight. And Oscar spent pretty much most of the thing talking him up, saying that he's the future, he's the guy we want to rock with. I thought, rah. Yeah, he's gonna try. Golden Boy gonna try and discard Rolly real quick, boy. I would.
They might as well feed him.
O'Hara.
They might as well feed him to one of their prospects. Feed him to
Barbosa, maybe.
Else. Yeah, Barbosa. Because O'Hara's. I think it's fair to say early on in his career, you can be like, okay, maybe it's because of this. Maybe he needs more learning fights.
Yeah,
but he's been through the rebuild. Hasn't looked good in any of the world level fights he's been in.
Yeah.
And these aren't even the best in their division anymore, really. Catterall still needs to prove himself. And that division is a tough division, and if you can't hang with Barroso, then you're Rolly's level at best. But shout out to O'Hara Davies.
You see Rolly's the most shameless guy ever. Man's there saying, "I told you how he had power." I was. That's why I had to break him. That's why I broke him down systematically. Rollies is a shameful guy, you know.
Hilarious guy.
Yeah.
Funny.
But look, O'Hara Davies' side Flowz really happy for Barroso at the same time, because we know he got robbed, and it's obviously a big underdog story with him at 40 years old. Him, pushing for the title shot. He now has to fight. He's now in mandatory position to fight Rollies again. Rollies was ringside. He was there, smiling, acting like, he's down for it, blah, blah. But Loki, I know he's pissed. Loki, I know he's pissed. I don't know if that fight goes ahead. I'd like it to go ahead so that Barroso can get his result. Obviously, if Rollies beats him fair and square this time, cool. But I would like Barroso to get his revenge and, win that title before he gives it up to someone else. But yeah, I want Barroso to sort of, be rewarded for what he's been through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it was the interim belt he won, and I don't think they order the interim belt immediately as mandatory. I think there's always some kind of delay.
Yeah.
And obviously, I guess you saw Ryan Garcia's tweets.
Yes.
Saying, well, Ryan Garcia's done it again, man, in terms of saying he wants one thing or one thing's going to happen.
Can't lie, Flowz.
Smart. It makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Because it makes sense because if Ryan fights Devin, he loses. 100% loses. He's getting beaten up.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to have 2 losses this early in his career, it's quite damaging.
Touching the belt.
Without touching the belt, especially these 2 losses being to 2 of your peers, people that deem you as your peers, is very damaging to him and his brand. Because go from losing to Tank to Devin in a short space of time, people are just going to say straight away, "Yo, this guy's not good enough. He's never going to be good enough. They'll write him off completely."
Yeah.
So all the bravado from him, he probably does want to fight Devin, but I know for a fact, B-Hop and Oscar put that stern hand on his shoulder and be like, we're going to stay you this way because your brand can't afford to take another loss to someone that isn't around your age and weight class, blah, blah. So it actually is the smart move. He needs to.
It won't be Hop or Oscar.
Oh, you reckon it was him?
No, Mayweather. It was Floyd Mayweather. Have you seen it? I don't know what they've been doing. I've seen him posting up with Floyd Mayweather.
It's true. Actually, it's true. And Tio even said, because I watched a Tio interview post-fight, he said it's the Mayweather effect that's made Ryan do the U-turn.
Yeah. You can't take that risk against the Devin Haney.
Yeah.
Or was maybe trying to freeze Devin Haney out for being a real star. And he's going to go the Rollies route, which is the smarter route, the easier
Smart route, though. Yeah. A route that he can win. He can't beat Devin.
Yeah.
But he can beat Rollies.
But it comes down to, was he clout chasing again by saying Devin's name initially? Well, maybe this was the plan all along. Because when he was calling out Devin, I said, well, stop it. We've seen you do this before.
Yeah.
We've seen you do this before. Say, I've instructed my team.
I didn't think it was going to happen, Flo. I said, I think, one, I didn't want it to happen. I had no interest in seeing Devin Ryan. If it gets made, and I'll tune in. But you know who I've been very vocal. I want Devin Teofimo, personally. But yeah, two, it just seemed like it would be a bit far-fetched. Yeah, I just didn't see it happening so soon because, like I said, it's too risky for Ryan Garcia, and he can't beat Devin. So to have two losses that earlier on is a bit madness to me. Like even me, who likes seeing good fights from a business perspective, Flowz, that's suicide. That's suicide to me.
Yeah, don't go stop Rollies. Him or Rollies is a good fight.
And then it's more acceptable when you both have something like he has a belt, unification, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if he does it more impressive than Tank did it, then he can say, look, I was injured. He could strengthen those claims that he was injured versus Tank and whatnot. It makes sense from a business career standpoint. Like, I'm not even going to hate, but it's just the fact that you spent time saying, this is what you've instructed your team to do. And then you've openly U-turned. And now people are calling you a duck, and they have every right to call you a duck.
Every right to,
You should have been smarter with your moves. I don't know. Not that he needs clout off Devin Haney, but I just don't get some of Ryan Garcia's decisions. Yeah. Sometimes he's a cornball, sometimes I'm rating him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I said there's no consistency. Speaking of Rollies, I guess, Flowz. Well, I said speaking of Rollies.
Rollies.
Yeah, I'm going to keep calling Rollies now because remember, Flowz, I pointed out to you before last year that these lot all call him Rollies. They ain't even call him Rolly. They all Ryan Garcia's the one that started. He's the one that started it. But now everyone seems to be calling him Rollies now. So yeah, I'm gonna call him Rollies. But I spoke about a certain man we have to speak about because Flowz, Rollies W versus Ismael Barroso. A certain ref took center stage in that fight. Yes. So this brings us on to our main event, Flowz, the return of Virgil Ortiz Jr. Versus Lawson. Now we should, by all regards, be talking about a wonderful, brilliant Virgil Ortiz performance. He's gotten Lawson out of there in one round. Virgil Ortiz started aggressively, like we knew he would. Started getting his punches, putting his punches together. This Lawson wasn't really offering much. And Virgil Ortiz, as we know, is very powerful. He's won all his fights by KO. He cracked Lawson, got him hurt, and then started banging away to him and going crazy at him. Lawson was against the ropes, covering up. Not wobbled like that, not, on the field, but covering up. But obviously, he was taking punishments. But a lot of the shots to me, Flowz, were getting blocked. They weren't all landing. It was just Ortiz letting his hands go and Lawson, I guess, trying to ride out the storm. And then we've seen Mr. Tony Weeks jump in, Flowz, and stop the fight. Cue commentary confusion. Gabe Rosado was on comms. He was there saying, no. Gabe Rosado was like, nah, I don't agree with that stoppage. You're hearing the crowd boo after the fight, Flowz. Tony Weeks has done it again, Flowz, because Tony Weeks is the same guy, obviously, that had that robbery of the year last year, Barroso versus Rollies, where he's jumped in and he's jumped in and stopped the fight when Barroso wasn't really that hurt, and gifted Rollies basically the title that he holds today. So Flowz, Virgil Ortiz, we can't talk too much about the performance, Flowz, because he did what he had to do, I guess, and the fight to me, Flowz, was unfairly stopped or stopped too early. Yeah. But we do need to have a conversation, Flowz, about Tony Weeks. Because this has now happened again. It's happened a few times now, Flowz, right?
He's got to go, man. I'm sorry. He's got to go. Because that right there was... You know what makes it worse? I saw a quote about his reasons for stopping it. He said he saw Lawson's eyes roll to the back of his head. No, he didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Because the shot that initially hurt Lawson was a jab.
Jab.
20 Weeks was behind Lawson. Behind Lawson when he wobbled backwards. So you didn't see his eyes wobble behind him.
Yeah.
And Lawson's covered up a lot of the shots on the gloves. They're mocking him on what because he's already hurt. So he's maybe, but he threw a shot in the middle of the exchange. Which missed. So
I was going to say, he threw that shot, he regretted it straight away. Because the moment he opened up, Ortiz cracked.
He got caught with 2 body shots. He got caught with maybe 1 clean over the top of the head, but the rest were mainly blocked and guarded. And now I know Tony Weeks can't see his eyes because he's got this
like
high
this.
guard, head low.
Yeah.
So Tony Weeks isn't looking at his eyes. He's not looking closely. He's not seeing his eyes. And he's just come in and
just waved off.
He's not even looking at you when he's waved off. He just hugged him and said he didn't even look. And I'm looking at that Tony, man. What's going on here?
Flowz, what's worse to you? This one or the Rollies one?
This one's worse, man.
This one's worse.
Because I guess the Rollies one is worse in terms of what it
overall
meant.
Because of the fact that because Barroso was actually up and
the context, but the actual stoppage, this one's worse. The actual stoppage because look, granted, Lawson would have get stopped shortly after, potentially shortly after, or maybe later. But at that point in time,
I have no doubt he would have been stopped shortly after. Yeah,
at that point in time, you're just stopping fights based on not what you've seen or what you expect. And you shouldn't be doing that. If you think it's a mismatch, don't ref the fight. Because you're clearly thinking it's a mismatch that you're jumping in. This is the main event of the card.
Yep.
They even giving him like Lawson weren't livid, but he couldn't believe it.
Yeah. he was shocked. His corner obviously were pissed off. They were sort of protesting and whatnot, shouting. Yeah, even Virgil Ortiz looked frustrated a little bit. Because I'm sure he wanted a bit of rounds. Yeah. And that's been denied to him because, this Tony Weeks has jumped in. And again, it just, you can say, he made a mistake, but we've seen Tony Weeks do this before. That's the issue. He's done it before, Flowz. It's not the first time.
Fresh off slack of it. Look, to me, it doesn't look good. It's worse. I'm not even saying, to me, it doesn't even look like a decline in his refereeing ability. It looks like he's cheating. At this point. It looks like my man's taking bets.
And this is what people are accusing him of now. They're saying that he's being paid off by people.
It looks like it, man. Because this is the same Tony Weeks, which we've given credit to over the years. I defended him last time.
He's been a top referee for a long time. But recently,
we've seen him referee some wars. The famous picture of him covered in red, in blood, Baddy Jack's blood, where he had a huge cut against Marcus Brown. That went 12 rounds. Yeah. One of the worst cuts you ever see in boxing on Baddy Jack's. He's still holding the scar to this day.
So you see the scar. It's probably the worst cut I've seen, to be honest.
Huge gash.
Horrible laceration. Horrible.
And Tony Weeks there, drenched in blood.
Yeah.
That fight went 12 rounds.
Yeah.
And he didn't stop. Now this one, a fight against rocked by a jab and stays there, blocking shots and use of a main event card.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're taking.
No, Flowz. The outrage I'm seeing is heavy. Obviously, because he's got previous as well. But there are a lot of calls now saying that he needs his license revoked. A lot of calls for him to retire, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
we could. I don't know how likely we are going to see some repercussions from this, but we have seen referees investigate it before. Flowz. It does happen. Because it has happened twice in quick succession now for 20 weeks, we could see some sort of repercussion. I don't know, but we'll keep our eyes to that, Flowz. But it doesn't look good for him, Flowz. It's horrible refereeing, to be honest. And obviously, yes, Lawson wasn't going to win the fight. Let's be real, but it's still livelihoods. It's still, at the end of the day, Flowz, it's still livelihoods and careers that you're potentially ending prematurely in certain cases. So it's not a good look. It's not a good look. I didn't think we'll be Flowz, 8 days into the year, and we're discussing referees.
Bro.
I didn't think that, but yeah.
It's a shame because he's ruining his reputation. Look, Kenny
Yeah.
Bayless recently retired, so shout out to him. Another referee
I
that
can't lie, it came at the right time. And Kenny Bates is one of my favorites. He's probably one of my favorites over the years. Probably was my favorite.
I'm
But
gonna say the
obviously, I
same.
think we call into question that recently his most recent performances in the ring, Kenny Bayless, were a bit.
He's been getting criticised.
He has been getting criticised. So well done to him for having that
Look,
a world self-awareness.
How old is Tony Weeks? Kenny Bayless is in his 70s. I think Tony Weeks must be close to the same age.
Yeah, I feel like he must be close to the same age as well. Let me see if I can get it up.
While he does look young, I think he's quite old.
Tony
Weeks, he's got the fresh trim. Had the same look for years.
Yeah, it's true.
He's been around for time, Tony Weeks. So, I'm not sure how old he is, but these referees in their 70s, yeah, might be time to call it.
He started refereeing in 1994. Let me see what his age is, if I can find it online.
94.
They said he's about, hang on. 56. So he's about... He is, apparently, according to Google, he's about 68 years old. 67, 68. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks young.
Yeah, he's touching his 70s as well, man. Look, it's a young man's sport, man. We need to start seeing fresh blood referees, man.
I said fresh faces.
Yeah,
new blood in.
When you're dropping stinkers like that. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about Tony Weeks. He's had another stinker. We've put out the allegations there, but I hope I want to give him some leeway and hope it's not the case that he's taking bribes or whatever. He's being paid off. Yeah, that is just a decline in his refereeing ability.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards that, the latter.
Yeah,
Flowz, not the former. But yeah, if now something does come up like about the former, that he's been investigated for corruption and whatnot, we'll be like, you know what? Fair enough, because it looked like it. It looked like it for real.
It certainly does.
Virgil Ortiz Flowz, again, there's not much to say because he was in there for a minute and a bit. He looked his usual aggressive self, Flowz. Still powerful, obviously. Looked fine at the weight and whatnot. We'll have to probably analyze Virgil in his next fight because there's not much to analyze with this one. The opponent was, like I said, a gimme opponent for him. He did call out Tim Tszyu Flowz afterwards. So it seems that he has plans to stick him at 154. That's an exciting fight. I don't know how that realistic is to be made, but that's a very exciting fight because both of them men are super aggressive and like to throw bombs. So yeah, a fight I would welcome. But I don't know if they're gonna make, knowing Oscar, I feel like they want him to have another fight, another feel-out fight at 154, because obviously he didn't really get the rounds today. Yeah. So have another feel-out fight 154 before they look to make some sort of big fight with Tim Tszyu, for example. But happy to have him in the mix of 154 Flowz. Obviously, there's good fighters there, as we know. So he's a welcome addition still.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I think it's best to have another fight before. Yeah. And we know Oscar De La Hoya. He likes to string things out. He likes to play the long game with big fights.
That guy is the king of complaining about other fighters not fighting anyone good and doing up cash cow, but he does the exact same thing. Exact same. In fact, bro, he does the exact same thing. He's cheeky, Oscar. Very, very cheeky.
So yeah, while it's definitely a good fight, the question we asked was, we want to see Virgil Ortiz healthy. He looked healthy, but we haven't seen enough. We haven't seen enough. But yeah, shout out to him.
By the way, speaking of, sorry, I just want to say back to Oscar as well, because I remember when Canelo fought John Ryder, and Oscar was the biggest critique.
Yes.
The biggest critique. How could you make him fight Ryder? Blah, 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 blah. But now, look, in 2 weeks' time, I think it is, Jaime Munguia is fighting John Ryder.
Yes, that's true.
So, like I said, Oscar is the worst for this, man. He will talk about other people's fighters and could criticize, but he'll do the exact same play.
You know what he was doing? You know why it was bad that John Ryder was? John Ryder was mandatory. John Ryder was mandatory.
Yeah.
So he had to fight him. Or vacate. Munguia and Ryder, I don't know what that's for. Munguia's not a champion. And Ryder's not a champion.
Oscar's very... I clocked it. I said, wait. You're very quick to go at Canelo, but now you're rushing to make Ryder versus Monkey. Yeah, man, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. So that's the card taking care of Flowz, but obviously the boxing is a sport that likes to give, and usually at these fights, there's usually some sort of face-to-face and meetups and whatnot between rival fighters and whatnot, rival camps.
Yeah.
Bill Haney was there. He tends to be at all these fights. He likes to, be scout. Bill Haney's always scouting.
Yeah.
Always scouting for Devin. So yeah, he was there. And we see him get into a bit of a flare-up, right, Flowz, with Mr. Bernard Hopkins. Again, Flowz, I don't know what happened. Well, obviously, I've seen 2 videos. Bill Haney's doing an interview, Flowz, and we see B-Hop come in round the back and say to Bill, let's go to the bathroom. Let's have a talk there in the bathroom. Obviously, you read between the lines, and that probably means that sounds like, yo, let's have a tear up let's have a scrap in the bathroom. But Bill Haney's there like, nah, bro. If you got beef, let's do over here, kind of thing. Yeah. And then there's a second video where we see B-Hop's come over, Flowz, push Bill Haney whilst he's giving an interview or whatever, and then sort of run out. Just bare weird, Flowz. Bare weird. Yeah. I don't know if that bathroom request or whatever was serious or if B-Hop's they're playing around, but Bill Haney looked confused. he looked befuddled. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So to me, B-Hop he don't look good, bro. But then Bill Haney's
Flowz, I can't lie. Ever since Ryan Garcia, Ethan, my man, B-Hop looked kind of funny in the lights. Still, he was looking a bit funny.
I watched an interview with him. My mum was saying, "Oh yeah, you don't celebrate New Year. That is the 13th month of the year for him. That everyone's been taught the scripts to." I was like, "Brother, you're talking nonsense." But yeah, I don't know what B-Hop was doing, like offering to fight. Bill Haney's not a boxer.
Yeah.
My wife, you're meant to be someone's promoter. Anyway, and then the push thing was crazy. Yeah. Pushing chance, and then Bill Haney was just like, "Yeah, don't worry." Because I think a few people in his camp tried to chase that.
Yeah.
So it just looked hilarious to me. I don't know the ins and outs. I don't know what was said beforehand.
I was just confused. It looked very confusing to me. I don't know what was going on.
What did kill me is Big Baby Anderson weighed in again.
This guy, they need to get this guy's phone away.
He was siding with Bernard Hopkins. He was like, "Yeah, this is what happens when you catch these trolls in real life." Bernard Hopkins didn't do a thing. He didn't do a crap. What do you mean catch these trolls in real life? He didn't do nothing.
He's got a real issue with Team Haney, clearly. He's clearly got a real issue with Team Haney because why he keeps chiming in with this guy, I have no idea. Because
the fans keep killing him with it.
Yeah.
Trying to get one up. Yeah. Thinking himself a bigger hole.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, boxing's funny. Boxing was hilarious.
What else was? Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Golden Boys, new 140-pounder, Arnold Barroso Jr. You saw him. I saw all occasions he pulled up on Tiafimo. Looked like they had their camp had a little back and forth. He pulled up on Rollies as well. Seemed to have a little back and forth there as well. He's obviously young, fighter, looking to get a name for himself and whatnot, trying to call out these guys. It's expected. He's doing the right thing. But he probably isn't quite ready. Well, yeah, especially for Tiafimo, not quite ready yet. Especially when Tiafimo, obviously, he's recently got his new opponent announced in Jermaine Ortiz. Good fight there. But yeah, it seemed like quite a lively occasion, Flowz. I suspect almost the fans in the crowd, people in attendance, after getting treated to 2 one-rounders for the co-main and the main event, they were looking to push some sort of action themselves outside the ring. But yeah, it's good to see the passion still there, right, Flowz?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, all in all, yeah, 2 one-rounders, Flowz. It is what it is.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. But yeah, busy weekend, so I had to catch it up quickly. Yeah.
Let's go on to next week, Flowz. Because we do have a big mega fight next week. To say mega fight, but a huge fight going down next week in the light heavyweight division.
Huge ramifications.
Huge. Artur Beterbiev is defending his 3 belts versus Callum Smith, who is He's mandatory. Yeah, Flowz, this is another great fight on paper. A fight I look forward to. Callum Smith, we rate on this pod. Well, we rate. I don't know, since post-Canelo. To be fair, post-Canelo loss, since he moved up to light heavyweight, Flowz, he's looked good.
Yeah.
He's had 2 very, very dirty KOs. Just to, drive home with the fact that, yes, Callum Smith is indeed a power puncher. Because that was put into question against Canelo. I thought this is the same question, Flowz, that we tend to ask with all the Beterbiev's opponents as of late. Can Callum Smith do it? Can he upset the apple cart here versus Artur Beterbiev? Anthony Yarde gave us a great effort, Flowz, that won our fight of the year last year. That was such an exciting fight. He tried to go machine for machine with Beterbiev. I don't expect Callum Smith to go machine for machine with Beterbiev. I wouldn't advise it personally. I think we've seen people try and have success, but ultimately they lose. I'm talking Callum Johnson, who went machine for machine, dropped Beterbiev, but then got himself knocked out in the 4th. And Anthony Yarde also hurt Beterbiev a couple of times, going blow for blow with him, but eventually he lost. We can't beat this guy machine for machine. You have to try and box him. I just don't think Callum Smith will have enough to keep Beterbiev off him overall. And I don't think he'll look as... Canelo's an anomaly, because Canelo had this guy just happy to survive, I think. I don't know if Callum Smith will go out like that versus Beterbiev, but I do expect Beterbiev Flowz to do what he normally does and eventually get to Callum and stop him in the end. I do think so. Yeah. The Canelo, the power, like Callum Smith was happy to survive, but he was in trouble versus Canelo. When Beterbiev hits you, though, Flowz, you're not even in trouble. You tend to be out, like I like for the most part, Flowz. You tend to be out. So, yeah, man. It's fascinating though, because obviously Callum Smith does have the size, the reach advantage.
Yeah. He's had that before.
But I'm literally gonna say, we've seen that story before. He had a gross advantage versus Canelo. Canelo was still able to work his way in and just batter him. Banging that arm the whole night. I think we said his arm was dislocated, or he had nerve issues with his arm in the end because of the fact that he just kept using it to block punches. So, yeah, his size and reach advantage, Flowz, I think, will be negated by Beterbiev. Beterbiev is good enough to work his way in. And once Beterbiev starts opening up and starts landing those bombs, Flowz, I just can't see Callum Smith being able to take those for 12 rounds, man. I really don't.
Yeah. I think in the Yarde fight, we saw Yarde boxing well in the first 3 rounds, of 2 or 3 rounds, where he was boxing and keeping the fight long almost with his footwork and using his speed.
Yeah.
Callum Smith isn't as quick as Yarde, but he's got the tools to potentially do that, to box and keep it long. But the problem is Beterbiev closes that gap. We've seen Canelo out-jab Callum Smith with what, like a 6-inch reach advantage or whatever he's got on him. We've seen that be first to the punch against a Canelo. Beterbiev beats Canelo for me. And with that being said, Beterbiev beats Callum Smith. And I think it's a case of, regardless of what fight Callum Smith, if he wants to go machine for machine, he loses. If he wants to try and box for 12 rounds, Beterbiev will close the gap. Yeah. And eventually get to him. Yeah. I think Callum Smith can take encouragement from what Yarde has done, what Callum Johnson has done, what Marcus Brown fighting recently, where he opened the cut on
Beterbiev's head. Yeah. But I think that was from an accident. Wasn't that from an accidental clash of heads though?
Yeah, it was. It was accidental because it happens every time with Marcus
Brown.
People saw that performance and said, maybe Beterbiev's
finished. Yep.
But Beterbiev really beat up bro after that.
People are so quick to forget that, literally after that cut came, and obviously there's a possibility of being stopped, Beterbiev went crazy. Destroyed him.
Beat the living hell out of him.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps looking at Beterbiev performances and thinking, because of his age, he's 38. People are saying, he looks slow, he's faded. Look, get in there and find out.
That's it. Find out.
I think Callum Smith will be another case where people say, maybe Beterbiev's this, maybe he's losing and probably getting stopped.
One thing I want to say as well, Flowz, that people tend to forget with Beterbiev. And I say this for a lot of great fighters. They have the ability to just go up gears, right, Flowz? So Callum Johnson, Beterbiev just went up a gear and then got him out of there. So if you watch the Anthony Yarde fight as well, as you mentioned, Yarde was having a lot of early success and was hurt, looked like it was troubling him, mashing for machine. Beterbiev just upped it. Up the gear and he got to a gear where Yarde just couldn't keep up and he faded. So he has that ability to go up. So even if I see it, if Callum Smith does have early success, for example, or has portions where he has success, Beterbiev will just up the gears and go at a pace where Callum Smith just can't live with, and he crumbles. That's great fighters have that ability to just shift the gears when they need to. Yeah. Usyk does it very well as well. So that's what Beterbiev has shown me that before. So I have no reason to believe he won't do that again, Flowz, if he needs to. If he needs to. Yeah.
Look, I've always, like, you talk about Callum Smith's power. For me, he was a power puncher up until that Canelo fight, which I couldn't believe my eyes. I've been waiting this guy's power.
Wait, so Flowz, so you generally still don't believe since that Canelo fight, you generally don't believe he's a power puncher anymore?
No, he is a power puncher.
Okay, yeah. But say, I still consider him a power puncher. Yeah.
I was questioning, I was like, I swear my man's a power puncher. Like, I went back and watched videos of his knockouts. Yeah. And I think Rocky, what's his name? Rocky Fielding said him and Canelo, because his Facebook said that they both have similar power. Yeah. So for me, that told me Canelo Smith is definitely a power puncher. But yeah, hopefully we see some version of that power puncher tonight, and it's not a washing, because that Canelo Smith fight was a washing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a 3-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage.
Beterbiev.
But no, Callum Smith has over Beterbiev.
Yeah.
And as we said, I truly don't think we're gonna see Callum Smith stand and trade. Yarde was brave, and when Yarde was doing it, I was there saying he shouldn't do it, but I'm kind of happy he did it because he gave for an amazing fight, and he was close.
Yarde has doing tricks, I can't lie to you.
As you said, Yarde started on his butt, but then Beterbiev started stepping to him and spinning him, putting him in the corner, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, peak.
Yarde was fighting for his life.
But shout out to Yarde, because he gave us a great show, and he dared to be great, Flowz. As we say many times as pod, he dared to be great. Yeah. I don't think Callum Smith will try and go toe-to-toe with Beterbiev. What I want from Callum Smith, because like I said, I'm predicting him to lose. I'm going for the Beterbiev stoppage in this one. Yeah. But I do want to see him show a bit more ambition compared to Canelo, because towards the end of the Canelo fight, Flowz, Callum Smith was happy. Look, he was happy to survive. Yeah. He was, when that final bell, I could see he almost sank to his knees, like, thank God I made it.
When he was looking at the clock,
fam, he was happy to survive. And I want him to show more ambition a bit more, like, as in, go for it if he has to. Not just be happy to survive and just be in there and go 12 rounds. Be the first man to take Beterbiev 12 rounds. Because at this point, Flowz, that's an accolade now. Yeah. It is at this point.
Yeah, so you can run with it as well.
You can, bro. First man that didn't, bro, because he stopped every single that generally is an accolade now at this point. So I want to show a bit more ambition and a bit more bravery. Either way, as we said, Flowz, he's losing. Speak, but yeah. And if he wins this, Flowz, we eat our words, and that's already upset the year. Well, actually, maybe not, but yeah, one of the upsets of the year. Anyways, but yeah, I look forward to this one, Flowz. Is Callum Smith, is he left Matchroom now? What's he doing? Because this is on the Zone. No, it's not. I think this is on ESPN. I don't think it's on the Zone.
Maybe he has left. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I've also heard Eddie Hearn talk about this one. So, or maybe I don't know. It's a title fight. Eddie Hearn's happy for these fighters to move.
Yeah, Hearn doesn't. He does. Yeah, he doesn't hold back on these fighters. Let me check if he's on the Matchroom site. Okay, he's still listed on their site, so maybe maybe he is. He's just happy. He's just let him move across. Maybe
it's a title fight. So did it go to purse bids? Maybe.
I think so. Yeah, I think he did go to purse bids still.
Yeah,
that's probably why. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah. I look forward to it. Anyways, should be a great fight. And yeah, good luck to Callum Smith. He's going to need it for real. But hopefully, we're expecting that W from Beterbiev, and we can get news shortly that His Excellency will come through for us and make that Bivol fight, which is the fight that we will want to see. As we said, Flowz, obviously huge ramifications. Yeah, we want to see that fight. Yeah.
Oh, or maybe Murphy's Law.
Oh, Flowz, allow it.
Oh, maybe.
Flowz, Murphy's Law only applies to heavyweights at this point.
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
And we say that, but hey, hopefully, fingers crossed, by February 14th or whatever it was, we can no longer say Murphy's Law for the heavyweight division. Hopefully, we'll see. Speaking of heavyweights, Flowz, because we can end
His Excellency.
So do you go ahead? Yeah. Speaking of His heavyweights and His Excellency, so that's Karen Smith, Beterbiev done. We've had some great news, Flowz. Well, I say we've had some great news. You have had some great news.
I have.
Flowz, you won.
Merry Christmas to me, man.
Do you want to tell the listeners what I mean by you've had some great news?
There was a fight which I've been calling for some time. Especially
time, you know, I'm finished.
Especially off the back of AJ's demolishing of Otto Rollin. I said I would love to see AJ step in with the guy who gave Tyson Fury hell. The guy who Tyson Fury went life and death with. The guy people say Tyson Fury lost to. Francis Ngannou. And His Excellency heard me.
Shout
out. So thank you to His Excellency, first off. And it seems like that's been signed and dates been locked in for AJ versus Francis Ngannou.
Mad.
Thank you very much.
Mad.
Lovely stuff.
Hey, I wasn't on board before like that compared to you, but based on the narratives, Flowz I can run and the ramifications, I'm locked in now.
Need it.
I'm going to need AJ to demolish Francis. Sorry, look, my African brother, Francis. I'm sorry.
My guy, Francis.
Actually, I respect him a lot. And I'm happy first of all, I'm happy he's getting to the bag.
Yep.
Very, very happy he's come to boxing because what Dana did to him was deep, and he's come to boxing now. He's 37 years old. He's now earning true money. For him to go from fighting Fury to AJ in his first 2 fights in boxing, that's elite Flowz. That is elite money grabbing.
Yeah.
I want to grab the bag like that one day. In God's grace, I will. But that's crazy money grabbing. Brother, crazy. That's crazy. Certain other heavyweights are sick right now. Sick to their stomach. Certain other heavyweights fumbled the bag and turned down £100 million deals way back in the day to duck and whatever. Anyways. But for him to do that, great for him. However, after that performance against Tyson Fury, certain people, I'm saying MMA fans, and I'm also caught certain boxing heads were also saying, Flowz.
Boxing fans as well.
It's them ones I really want to get onto. But yeah, MMA lot and MMA lot is expected. Tribalism, you stick to your sport, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe forgive them. They don't know any better, Flowz, maybe. But the boxing lot, they were saying, Ngannou beats AJ. He beats most of his top heavyweights. You put AJ in Ngannou tonight. He's getting knocked out. Cool, safe. So there's that, Flowz. I need AJ to demolish this guy, and I believe AJ will demolish him. First, if you ask me, but obviously we can preview that properly when that time comes. But I need AJ to demolish him just so I can spin the block on those guys saying that Ngannou beats all these other heavyweights. Second of all, Flowz, if AJ demolishes Francis Ngannou, as you said, Flowz, this is the guy that gave the WBC champ, the best heavyweight in the world, Tyson Fury, hell. He went to hell and high water with Francis Ngannou. Nose to nose, eyeball to eyeball. We will have to have a serious conversation about Mr. Tyson Fury. We have to.
Yep.
Because Otto Wallin also gave you hell. And AJ demolished him. Made him look like a baby. Francis Ngannou not only knocked you down, Flowz. Again, I expect the MMA lot to say Ngannou was robbed. But the fact that actual boxing heads, Flowz, actual boxers and boxing fans that I know, what they're telling me, that Ngannou was robbed. He beat Tyson Fury. Bruh. Conversations have to be had. That's what I'm going to say, Flowz. If AJ demolishes him. So I'm gonna need AJ to do that. I'm sorry, Ngannou.
Yep.
Sacrificial lamb. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm gonna need AJ to beat you up, get this dub, so we can have these conversations, Flowz, about Mr. Fury and all those other men that were saying that Ngannou comes to boxing now and he's gonna he's gonna mess everyone up. He's gonna be the best. Cool. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
That's why after Tyson Fury and Ngannou, I said, Ngannou, don't go anywhere because we got something for you. And this is what I was hoping for. I said, AJ and Ngannou set up. Right after that Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight, I said, don't go anywhere. Set up next. Because Tyson Fury let the boxing world down. Man, he let us down because I said Jake Paul has been doing a beautiful job of dealing with MMA fighters. Beautiful job. And Tyson Fury comes in and lets a rookie give him hell. Everyone was saying it's a mismatch. Everyone was saying this and that. And you let Ngannou give you hell. Now they're saying Ngannou beats everyone in boxing. KOs AJ. Stops AJ. I said, nah, stick around. Let's see. Let's see. Now, those people who were saying all of this and that are now saying, but why is AJ doing this? He called it embarrassing last time. He said, Eddie, that's not AJ's fault. That's Tyson Fury's fault. It's no longer embarrassing because you let Ngannou come in and give you the world's heavyweight champion of the world. The next best thing since Ali, he gave you hell. So now he's credible. Now he has to stick around. And now, like I said with Deontay Wilder, you have to stay at this level. You can't go fight in Supercats and Ngannou. So I'm super happy he's getting a bag. It's the fans that are gonna have to. You're gonna have to hold this because of the fans.
Hold this smoke.
You're gonna have to hold this smoke because of the fans because they've been saying this, that, and that, and now I'm hearing them saying, AJ has nothing to gain from this. He has everything to gain, like you said, Kam. This is a shared opponent with Tyson Fury, a guy that you would not say demolishes AJ. We've now seen AJ demolish a former foe. And if he demolishes this foe, it's peak for Tyson Fury. Very peak.
And to be fair, it sets up, like, obviously Fury's supposed to fight Usyk next month. A fight he can lose, but if he wins, obviously, then AJ the following month beats Ngannou. The natural setup is there, obviously, Flowz, for Fury versus AJ, another fight they've all wanted for. So it sets up a lot. Murphy's Law could come into play, as we know, probably will. But yeah. And Flowz, again, you could say we're talking smoky right now. Cool, we are. And I'll stick by my words. Again, Flowz, if AJ doesn't look good, or if a chance that if he actually loses, Flowz, forget that. I will happily hold the licks. I will happily take it, and I keep the same energy. Just the way I killed Fury is the way I'm going to kill AJ if he lets us down. In fact, I'll probably be even harsher because I'll be even harsher. So don't worry about me. I keep the same energy. That's unfair.
We play fair here. Look,
we've been hella fair here.
You lot said something. Now we want to sit. That's the main thing. You lot said this will happen. And now we want to sit. Yeah. And if it doesn't happen, we're on to you. If it does happen, we're killing AJ. Yeah. Because now you've let the rookie scare you.
Facts.
You've let a rookie.
Facts.
You've embarrassed in boxing now.
Yeah.
If AJ loses, gets knocked out, he's embarrassed boxing. It's a huge L. I'll call for him to retire. I will. I will. I will. He has to. I think he might have to. And Fury still has to. But he's got a fight that he needs to deal with. But after that, because of that Ngannou stinker, look, good. This is boxing v MMA at a level. It's boxing v MMA. But
at the base level, it is 100. Yeah.
It's also, let's see this Tyson Fury and AJ discussion and how it develops as well. And I need someone to deal with Ngannou.
Because get him out of here. And a lot of it boils down to the fact that, again, you have certain stands in boxing that are happy to overlook things that we've seen with our very eyes. And we've called it out many times. I respect Fury a hell of a lot, Flowz. I consider him the best heavyweight in the world. Stylistically and what he can do, I've never seen anything like it in someone, especially that he has his size and skill set. Yeah. But stop acting like this guy isn't vulnerable or hasn't shown vulnerabilities. That's all we've said.
That's the main thing.
Flowz, that's all we said in this pod. You act like this guy hasn't been down before. We've seen him go down multiple times.
Yep.
You act like he hasn't looked vulnerable and had bad performances. We've seen multiple bad performances. They're quick to throw that under the rug and then have a go at AJ. Have a go at AJ saying, "Oh yeah, he's weak, he's vulnerable, weak chin, blah 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 blah." We've seen the same vulnerability to Tyson Fury. This guy isn't Superman. Acting like he's been Superman his entire career. That's not true. So that's all we've called out, Flowz. That's what it is.
That's all it is. That's all we've been saying. That look, stop saying there's no version of AJ that doesn't beat a version of Tyson Fury, because there is. There is.
Yeah.
Show weaknesses. They both show weaknesses. So it's about
all of these men have shown. All these heavyweights, Flowz, have shown weaknesses. Every single one of them.
Yeah,
all of them.
Some more than others.
Some are more clear than others. Deontay Wilder. Speaking of which, Flowz, excellent segue.
Yeah,
he's rumored to be on the undercard, along with Zhilei Zhang. In fact, they're also saying that potentially it could be a matchup between Zhang and Wilder. At first, I was like, "Oh boy, they really want to see Wilder die." Then I was like, "You know what? Set it up." As I said, Flowz, always got time for a Wilder banging. Yeah, and obviously, Flowz, it speaks to what you've mentioned before as well. We said in this pod that Wilder, as you said earlier, you have to set this level now. You can't go back to, bro. Wilder is itching for Helenius again. He's itching for it. The team would love to put another Helenius, but the fans, we won't allow it, Flowz. We won't allow it, and that's where it's peaked for him, because we know he's not good enough for that level. He's not ready for that level, but he has to operate this level now, and more chances are, Flowz, he's going to lose every single time. So if it's Zhang, it's peak. And go on. You know, I was saying, what's even funny is that obviously, stylistically, Zhang is actually probably easier for Wilder than Parker. Stylistically, in the sense that he's old, he's quite ecstatic. He gets out after 4 rounds. It's quite simple. Whereas Joe Parker, a lot younger, fresher, quick on his feet, faster, moves around. The only issue is Zhang hits harder than pretty much everyone out there, more or less, bar Wilder or AJ, for example. So, yeah, it's an intriguing fight. Obviously, I think Wilder loses. And I hope Zhang can Joe Joyce Wilder and knock him out, Sparko, get him out there. But it's the bottom line is, Flowz, it's peak for him, because he has to stay at this level and fight this level of position now if he wants to continue in this heavyweight thing. Which is why he knows himself he needs to get out. He's trying to get out.
That's the problem with a cherry pick that goes wrong. You thought Tyson Fury was getting off the couch, and now you fought at that level. There's no going back. You can maybe have a comeback fight, but then people aren't going to pay to see you fight a Gerald Washington, Spilka. No. Once you step up to the level of the known of the world class, you can't veer away from it. You have to keep, and that's what AJ has over these, man, because he's been fighting at that level and he stayed at it. He stayed at it. The only way you can get out of it is to retire and come back, and they say, "Oh, I'm having a comeback fight, retire." But other than that, you can only pull that off for so long, and that's where Wilder's lost now. He's lost because now Zhilei Zhang is better than everyone you fought prior to Tyson Fury. So he's in big trouble. But like we discussed before, that we see the vision and figure, okay, this is someone who's not going to have quick feet. This is someone who's old, someone who's going to come forward, someone whose engine is non-existent, who will box me for 12 rounds.
Yep.
Yeah. It's still dangerous.
It's on Flowz, on paper, it's easier than Parker. But but obviously more of a dangerous factor because he's a puncher, Zhang, as opposed to Parker, who isn't.
Yep.
So
we've seen Eric Molina wobble you. We've seen Spilka wobble you. Look, if these guys are doing that to you, and you'll be saved by the right hands. Yeah, it's a much tougher task. But look, set up, man. Keep setting it up. Wilder stick around.
And again, Flowz, he's kicking himself, man, because again, a couple of years ago, £100 million was offered to him to fight AJ. I think it was a 2-fight deal to fight AJ. He turned it down. Obviously, if he'd beaten Parker, the fight wouldn't be AJ Ngannou, it would be AJ Wilder. For the big bucks, he's lost that. Bags fumbled, Flowz. And he's never seen that kind of money in terms of that AJ lottery money. It's unlikely he's going to see that Flowz before he calls it a day. And that's peak for him. Obviously, I'm sure he's made a lot of money in his career, very successful and whatnot, but just deeper in terms of the decisions that you could have made to set you up differently in life, boy. Just because they protected this guy and kept him away from real competition for so long. Yeah, man.
Well, what they might do is protect him again for one final payday, maybe a winnable payday. See how AJ looks against Ngannou. If AJ beats Ngannou, we'll set up a Wilder versus Ngannou.
Yeah.
And that's a big payday for him.
Yeah, actually, in fact, I've seen the market already because they claim Ngannou is the hardest hit in the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, they came because he apparently broke some record or something. Wilder is considered the hardest hitter in boxing history, more or less, heavyweight history. So they can set that, who hits the hardest, something like that. So set that one up. Yeah.
So I'm skeptical about Wilder versus.
If Wilder loses to Ngannou, anyways, Flowz, is that a W for us or is that L for us? Because he's still a part boxing.
We really even wait. I'll run with it. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, but Flowz, MMA fans are going to talk. But yeah, you know what? It's not because it's Wilder. We've told them, we've been calling him trash. We've been saying he's not really a boxer. So yeah, I hear it.
We really even win. It's a win-win. So you know what, Wilder? If you want to stay on the couch and wait for a payday, do that. Face Ngannou after.
Yeah, and Ngannou would be a good enough payday, I think, to call it a day afterwards. Because Ngannou, he has got a good fan base, the MMA lot and whatnot. So yeah, I hear that. Flowz. All right, then. I think we can call it a day there. It's been another interesting one. I just want a quick shout out to the face of boxing as well, Alicia Baumgardner. Just quick, check that out there.
Keep doing your thing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Carry the sport on your back.
Flowz, let's call it a day there. It's been episode 177 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, keep it locked. You know where to find us. Peace.
You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.